I believe the music streaming world in a major way has hurt the music scene financially. Getting paid pennies on a stream definitely doesn't help the income, the revenue and what have you. One thing it has done is opened up the floodgates for allowing your fans to get to you directly through all the streaming services. They don't necessarily have to physically get up, walk into a record store, and try to find the product. Music has become more accessible and more discoverable that way. But I don't necessarily agree with, they got to fix the back end of it. Like, I think artists are severely getting jerked when it comes to the stream thing. Like, we're not making nowhere near what we should be making, for those services. For me, the advancements in technology with recording, within the recording music industry, recorded music, it's helped me out tremendously for a long time, very early on, because I'm coming from the era of tape, where we had to literally go to a spot and buy 2-inch reel-to-reels, and those tapes were expensive. You're talking about like $150 a pop, and depending on the speed you use, you're only getting like 5 songs on a tape. So that in itself, like when I started using digital ADAT tapes, that was the first step, and then Pro Tools was the second step. And, coming from hardware, machinery, SB1200s, MPC 3000 for me, into like now, Machine Studio and Ableton. I mean, you're making records quick. You having access to your files and being able to, just the functionality of everything. The workflow, technology has enabled us to work a lot faster. And so if you're coming from that era of having a mixing console in front of you and, learning how to put music to tape and all the analog processing through hardware, if you get a grasp on this technology, you can really use that knowledge to your advantage. And if you don't have that experience, the learning curve is not so bad if you apply yourself. So pretty much anybody, you have people making albums on Guitar Band, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you apply yourself, you can make music a lot easier than you could. That's back in the days, but like that's a gift and a curse as well. Like, the fact that you had to jump over all these hurdles to make records, you had to be really good. And for it to get played and signed or what have you, you had to take special care in the production side of it and even the post-production side with the mastering. But people are doing all these things in their bedroom now. I think to a degree, you still have to know what you're doing, even on the technicals, even on the computer side of things, like, stay out of the red, just little things like that. You gotta know what you're doing. In my production and recording setup, my main gear of choice right now is Ableton, Push 2, and Machine Studio. Those are like the main things. And occasionally, Pro Tools. I may still send on my audio out of Machine and mix in Pro Tools, depending on the session and what the tracks entail, if it's a lot of vocals stacked up or whatever. I still like, personally, the way Pro Tools sounds better, but moving around in Ableton is just so much faster. Like, the things you can do and just get into the plugins and what have you. It's like, the warping, it's just crazy. It's crazy what you can do, manipulating samples and what have you. It's nuts.